Good afternoon. So it is my privilege again to talk to Bill Browder, my great friend, partner in fighting for human rights. And you know that Magnitsky Act, it's an invention. This is something, Bill, you built your legacy upon. Congratulations.
Thank you, but you were also an important part of the whole exercise getting the European Union to pass the Magnitsky Act.
Because I believe in it.
Yeah.
Because I believe in it. Bill, I mean, taking this chance, I mean, a couple of questions on the spot. So, seeing what is going on in USA, so can we predict any actions, and how do you see the Trump's administration policy line on Ukraine?
Well, I'm sad to say that we should just look at what they've promised to do during the campaign. Well, no, I mean, what they promised to do with Ukraine, which is effectively no more military aid for Ukraine.
Sure.
This is not our fight. We have our own problems, et cetera, et cetera. That's the attitude of the Trump administration. And so I think that we should pretty much suck up our gut in this part of the world and prepare ourselves for a U.S. disengagement from the alliance to support Ukraine.
Which is not our choice.
Not our choice, but it is reality. And for us to be pretending it's not the reality is not going to be helpful to us. We have to understand that is reality. And then we have to say to ourselves, if that's the reality, how do we respond to that reality?
Yes.
What do we have to do next? And obviously, we can't let Ukraine hang out to dry, because if we do, then Lithuania will be next, or Estonia, or Poland. And therefore, we have to figure out, how do we fill in the blank? How do we fill in the gap of the American money?
Yes.
And there's one simple answer, which is confiscate $300 billion of frozen Russian central bank reserves.
Exactly.
Then America's withdrawal from the process is unfortunate. There will be all sorts of other consequences, but it won't be completely and utterly catastrophic.
Right. So we are going to have today an event, a special event, discussion, debate on Russian frozen assets. And our message is clear and strong. I mean, the West must take not just windfall profits, I mean, yearly, but to confiscate and use fully, I mean, for benefits of Ukraine, all Russian sovereign assets invested on in the West.
So we've frozen $300 billion of Russian reserves. I think 98% of them have been frozen outside of the United States.
True. Europe.
All in Europe and the UK and various places. Russia has done somewhere between $500 billion and $1 trillion of damage to Ukraine. That's money they owe to Ukraine. At the moment, Ukraine needs money desperately to defend their sovereignty. And so the obvious answer is that that money should be used for the defense and reconstruction of Ukraine.
Exactly. Bill, Magnitsky Act is built on a fight against corrupted fat cats, I mean, who profit, I mean, who really seize, who use state assets based on corruption. But now, I mean, we see a lot of examples of circumvention of sanctions. Again, same officials, same autocratic states. I mean, should we include into the broader, updated concept of Magnitsky Act, I mean, those who circumvent and take part in circumvention of sanctions and damage, I mean, our interests?
It's obvious. The answer is yes. And in fact, in certain countries, like in the United States Magnitsky Act, it's specifically stated that people should be sanctioned if they're involved in gross human rights abuse, high-level corruption, or assisting people who are involved in gross human rights abuse or high-level corruption. And so anyone who's assisting in the circumvention of sanctions should be added to the Magnitsky list, plain as day.
Excellent, excellent. So we have to push the EU institution, I mean, towards this, I mean, enlarging this concept and including this crime as a crime against human rights and democracies.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Bill. And welcome back every time to European Parliament. It's always a pleasure to have business with you.
Great to be here.
Pleasure.